Hey guys, what's up? It's Pat here from Mountain Sledder, and we are out here on a beautiful day in the backcountry here in Golden, British Columbia. And check it out, today we're tootling around and enjoying this 2022 Polaris. This is the RMK KHAOS MATRYX Slash. So I want to give you guys a little tour of this thing. Check it out. Right over here we got an Axis from 2021. Just want to show you guys what's new on this 2022. And basically side by side, just so you can see what the actual differences look like in person for me and on this video for you. So let's get into it. But first of all, the MATRYX, the body panels are a big part of that. So that whole rider cockpit area. So let's just start there. So we all know what the body panels look like by now. It's quite a bit of a different look. It's more streamlined in through the rider area. So that sort of starts with the seat here. So we've got a 3-inch narrower seat. And I'll just show you that. And it's shaped a little bit differently as well. So over here, this is the axis. It's quite a bit wider at this part of it. Part of that is a revised tank area. So the tank is narrower. We don't have this little empty space back here anymore that we used to have for tunnel storage and that kind of thing. So this whole area has been revised. And that goes up through the panels. Some of these fenders, these are a little bit lower profile than what you get on the Trail Max MATRYX models. You just don't need that same wind protection. So they're more streamlined, sucked right in. So just for an example here, let's look over at this 2021 RMK KHAOS, and you can see in the background there that MATRYX. So gas tank's totally changed. It's lower back there. This is a bit higher, a bit bigger, a bit bulkier, and runs way back. All right, here's the tow hooks on the Axis. So non-adjustable, one piece. Boom, there you go. And heading over here to the MATRYX, and this one is actually the MATRYX Slash, but this is going to be all MATRYX. So this is now, it's quite a bit smaller, lower profile, but it can be adjusted up and down. There's little holes in the back here, and right now it's set on the middle, but it can be adjusted up and down to adjust or account for your boots, or just however you like it, what your preference is. So that's sort of the cockpit area. Now, this one is the MATRYX Slash. So it's got the shortened tunnel and a couple other things here, but let's just compare those tunnels. So just having a quick look here. Axis, this is a 165 RMK 2021 KHAOS. And so over here we've got the 2022, again, RMK KHAOS, but with that MATRYX Slash. So as you can see, the tunnel is shortened significantly. It's 8.5 inches shorter than what we would have had on the Axis. And because this one's a Slash, it's 5 inches shorter than just the new RMK KHAOS MATRYX. So we can see that tapered tunnel. So it's not only tapered this way, but also if we take a look down, you can see that it tapers in as well on both sides there. And we've got that little shortened snow flap there. So from what I've seen today riding this thing, just across some side hills, we've got some fresh snow, a little bit on top of kind of hard crusty stuff, but just getting it onto as steep a side hill as I can and going and cutting across, the tunnel's not digging into that snow at all. It's like not even close to it. So yeah, it's just so streamlined. So that's that tunnel. Now, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see under here, but the MATRYX Slash also has a shortened heat exchanger. So we get right up in there, you can see that it comes back about as far as the back of the seat. And from what I've heard so far, this was fine on the trail in for heat wise, and we did have melt freeze this morning, so the trail was pretty hard. and a couple other sleds, or one other sled at least had some, just a little bit of overheating going on, even with scratchers on, but this one was good. So even with that shortened heat exchanger, from our experience today, doesn't seem to be an issue with springtime temps and on hard trails in the morning. Let's just have a quick look once more at that axis. So there's that tunnel, quite a bit thicker, no taper, full width bumper, and that big snow flap, as you can see, just collecting a bunch of snow and stuff. And over here, just straight back, that little snow flap. And it's been pretty rad following these guys around here today. Just, you can just see how well the snow clears right out of the back of there. Just, it shoots out, it almost shoots up. It just clears out so well. So let's just take a quick look at the console area. That's changed as well. I'll just show you quickly first the 2021 Axis here. So that's kind of what it looked like, right? We had the little glove box right here, and this one had the smaller display and little windshield that was kind of had these little, I don't know what they are, like little quarter turn buttons, whatever, holding it on. But this one's cracked, you can see from rolling the sled over. But let's take a look over here to the Matrix. So this one's got totally different console. There's this, I actually haven't seen how to open this thing yet, but oh, there we go. So actually the gauge slides forward and there's a ton of room in there. There's like a lot of stuff in here. We pulled this out earlier, but you know, like there's some gloves. You probably can't see very well in there. Aaron's shouting 8 liters at me, but anyways, look at it. It goes, can you see that? It goes way in there. It's a ton of storage. There's more stuff, so that is awesome. Nice place to put your sandwich, your spare gloves or whatever. Probably will stay a little bit warm. This here is the USB plug-in for if you wanted to do any updates or anything like that for this gauge. But I've been told also that this gauge can be updated via Wi-Fi. It can connect to a Wi-Fi network, so that's really cool. So that's that 7S gauge. It's huge. We can turn it on here. This thing is super awesome. When more riders are out there, look at, oh, it's like watching TV. Don't know how well you can see that, but the coolest thing about this, I think, for mountain riders is that other guys with 7S gauges in your group, you can add them to a group and you can follow them on a map to see where they are. So, you know, if your buddy gets lost in the trees or whatever, you can see where he is and it can show you where to go to get to that person. So, I mean, that's pretty amazing. And, you know, it's awesome. It's touchscreen. You can, you know, you can set it up. I haven't played with this thing really, so I don't know, but anyways, you can set it up however you like. You can customize it. I probably shouldn't mess with it too much or whatever, but you can see it's touchscreen with gloves on. I'm just randomly pushing buttons. You can see where we are there. Probably should hide that because it's top secret location. So you want a white screen, you want a black screen, whatever. Gas, elevation, all kinds of diagnostics on there. Super cool. So all this area, when I was talking about the console, is redesigned as well. And you no longer have an analog fuel gauge. They're all now a digital gauge. So, you know, you don't have this, the cap's going to be different. Key is a different placement. It used to be farther up on the console, and this stuff's been moved around. And now we have, after a lot of people have asked for it, and we're glad to see it, the tether. So the tether is a standard. It's no longer optional. One other last thing on the console area before I move on is the throttle block. Check this out. There is a new, this is a Teflon coated cable here. So it's got like really smooth engagement, and that's probably going to be, you know, last a long time, I would think. No maintenance concerns with that extra smooth slide right there. So one other difference is a new brake assembly. So the lever, the master cylinder, that whole bit here, let's just take a look here. This is what you got on your 2021. The lever's a bit bigger, it's less contoured as the newer one you'll see in a second there. And yeah, there's the master cylinder and whatnot. So let's head over here. And so the whole thing's new. The parking brake, you can see it's got a bit more curve in it, and new master cylinder. That is plastic, and that other one, but it looks like it's reinforced pretty well. I don't know how you can see that, but and tons of braking power from this thing. It's yeah, brakes nice and hard. One other thing is the intake pre-filters. I'll just show you the 2021 here. That's these guys here. What's for 2022, Polaris has gone to a frog skin intake pre-filter. So this is waterproof, breathes, sheds snow nicely. Frog skin's sort of the kind of industry standard because they work so well. So you can see the shape of it along with the body panels. There's a little bit different, and in a really great spot so that snow doesn't hang up and potentially clog that intake. Moving on up to the front of the sled here, that headlight that I believe was on the trail models for 2021. Now we've got that super cool 2022 headlight. It's got this real kind of cool honeycomb thing focusing the light, and it just looks wicked awesome. And apparently it's super bright because it's day today. I haven't had a chance to try it out at night yet, but it looks cool. It looks certainly cool. Just for comparison's sake, here is the 21 headlight there. So quite a bit different. Right around the headlight area, we've also got this little, this is, I can't remember what this windshield's called, but anyways, this is like the wind deflector one or something. And then there's a medium windshield that you can get as well, and then an even bigger one if you want. But the cool thing is that this one just pops right off. It's just got those buttons. So you can swap it easily. And you know, also if you are riding in the mountains with a medium windshield or something, it's gonna, and you roll your sled, it's gonna pop off instead of cracking, like you can see has happened on this one right here. At the front of the sled here, obviously body panels a little bit different, a little bit more streamlined, or cool looking, I guess, too, compared to the 21. And we got a new ski loop. So here's that old ski loop. Well, old, I call it old, but 2021 ski loop. And there's the 2022 ski loop. So looks a bit different and looks a bit kind of beefier in through there. All right, so just take a quick look at the panel here. The rubber strap that we're used to, that used to be here, is no longer there. Now we've just got quarter turns in 3 locations, and pop those open, and there you go. Panel comes right off and easy, nice and easy. And there's that quick drive too. So that was a new option for 2021, but of course that is probably the new standard. And right here, if you can see, there's a tiny little lithium battery. I don't know what it weighs or anything, but it's tiny, so it's probably pretty light. But basically what that does is it runs the 7S display when the sled is off. So when you turn the sled off, the display will stay on. It'll stay bright for like 30 seconds or something like that. And then it will dim, but it will stay on for 10 minutes. And that's pretty cool for just checking any of the diagnostics that you want to look at, and also for people locating each other. So as long as the key is on, like let's say I get stuck in the trees and you know, my buddy's trying to find me and I'm digging or whatever, as long as the key's on and it's within that 10 minutes, the battery will power the display, and you know, it'll be all connected and he can find me. So that's, you know, it sounds funny to say that's it for the 2022 RMK KHAOS Matrix Slash. The Pro RMK has a lot of the similar Matrix Slash features, of course. Yeah, it's just, they've done so much this year. There's so many, like, look at what we just went through there. A ton of stuff. And so far I've spent a little bit of seat time on this sled, and it's been awesome. Snow clears really well at the back of that new tunnel, and haven't had any dragging at all or any sort of catching, digging in on a steeper side hill with that thing. So really cool stuff. So that's it, pretty much the differences between the 2022 and 2021 Polaris RMK KHAOS Matrix / all capital letters. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.